I've already taken still photos of the vehicle. I'm standing about, I'd say, about a good 8 feet away. So this is the way the vehicle would present itself from this distance here. So looking at here, I can see scuff marks there at the bottom of the bumper cover. Then I see a ding on the left door. I guess the nice surprise is they repaired the dent on the fender. So I'll go ahead and take some paint meter measurements and see either they popped it out or they had to do a repaint and body filler. But let's go ahead and start pushing in here. So I'm about 6 feet now. I'm sorry, 6 feet, and then 3, 2. So at 2 feet, this is where we're at. The lens looks decent. I don't see any cracks or chips or even excessive cloudiness. Looks good. Okay, bumper. All right. So we know about all the rash marks down there. Looks decent. Okay, properly secured. You can see again right there and alongside there. Okay, lens good. You can see any issues there. Looking at the bumper cover here. All right, let's get some paint meter measurements. 3.5. This paint meter reads in the mils, so right now it looks like those are probably factory readings that I'm getting right now. That's 3 mils to 3.5. So we should see like between 3 and 6 maybe. Looking at the left fender. All right, so 19.7. When we get a specific reading like that, that's an indication of body filler. So we know body filler was used there. Oh, yeah, probably a lot of it too. Sounds pretty solid. All right, 4.5. They're probably better off not fixing it so that way it can be done properly. Okay, 3.5. And let me just run my hand across it. Okay, the hard line right there. Let me fill the other side. Okay, that's about the same as far as, I feel like a line right there. So it's similar. Looking at let's go with the windshield here. Don't see any obvious cracks, chips, or signs of delamination. I've already got a still photo of the public VIN. I'd also like to get a shot of the dash while I'm at this angle. That way I can capture as many as possible. Looking at the left front wheel well area. Okay, always like to get a shot of the wheel well. Give as many different angles as possible, checking for any kind of damage. Right, gives us a shot of the strut tower assembly there, and working our way back. Okay. Tires are low, right? And so low, it looks like they ran it that way because now you can see where the sidewall's been damaged. So this tire is no good. This would have to be replaced. It's a 225/40 ZR18. I don't even bother with the production date because the tire needs to get replaced now. Looking at the brake pads, they're about 3 millimeters. Getting close to minimum specs to where they should get replaced. Rotors look decent. There is a bit of a lip on there, so not sure how much life is left on there. When you get those rotors turned, you may have to get those replaced because it's got a significant size lip on there. Okay, while I'm at this angle here, I like to get just a side panel view here and just checking for waviness, dings, and dents. Here's the dent right here. I'll play with the angle here a little bit. Maybe it'll come out. Looking at the outside mirror, looks decent. Sometimes those get beat up and scuffed up, but that looks okay. I'm gonna pound on it here right now in a second. Excuse me. Okay, moving on. All right. Yep, nicely secured. Get some roof readings. 3. So great reading so far, with the exception of the fender where they did the repair. Glass again looks good. Let's get the dings right there. 3.5. 3.5. There's some scratches here and here. Also, what I like to do is, I notice that the door is not completely flush with the quarter panel. So when I run my hands across there, I mean, it should be like seamless, like from one panel to the other. There's a slight lift, and as we all know, with the Germans, they're fanatics about precision and perfection. So let's open the door. It doesn't drop or anything. Then I close it, and again, it's just protruding slightly out. So when I do the interior inspection, I'll look at the hinges and bolts to see if they've been wrenched on at all. All right, glass looks decent here. Quarter panel, just a little scratch there. And while I'm down here, let's just do the wheel well area. Kind of moving too fast there, but at any point, if the video does move too fast, you can always press pause if there's something that you need to look at. All right. And Michelin's tires are 285/30s ZR18 93Ys, and the looks like their production was 20 of 15. Got some curb rash down here. Other than that, the rim looks decent, and let's get a shot of the brake pad if I can get that. Okay, and let me just run my hand. Okay, it's got a little bit of a lip, but not nearly as deep as the fronts. Okay. Let's get the quarter panel readings. 3.5. I may have gotten them. I don't remember now, but I'll just do it just in case. All right, 3. Looking at the rear glass. Looks like the defroster lines look like they're all intact. Nothing looks like it's been broken or damaged. Here's the opposite side here. I'll be checking the wiper operation as well. I know the rear fin here does extend because I lowered it when I started the inspection. Lens here has got a crack here, but it's got the identical one on the right side, so that's kind of unusual. Back of the bumper here, we'll just tap it a couple times. Little stress marks there, but decent, just so you can see where it's blemished right there, and a little scratch back there as well. Okay, again, just some stress cracks there, and here's that crack on this side of the lens too. It's kind of weird. It's identical, like I said. Quick shot of the interior parcel shelf area. All right, let's do a side panel view of the car. Okay. All right, moving on. Let's see, quarter panel readings. 4, 3.5. Okay, and then let's do the wheel well area. All right, and rear tire 285/30s ZR18s. Rims, a little bit of curb rash right there. Rotors about the same as the left side, and then a shot of the brake pad. Glass looks decent. Here, see this panel's a little fitted a lot better. I'm pretty much running my hands across. No lift, and it's open and close. Good. Nice and solid. Yep. So that left door probably need an adjustment here. I don't know if it's a shadow here, but it looks a little cloudy on this side. So let's get some paint meter readings. 4. Okay. Yep. It's been repainted. 19.7. 14. Okay, it's probably so much bondo right there I can't even get a reading. Let me run my hand across it because it looks a little wavy there. Yep, I can feel this. Not as pronounced, but I can feel it right here. Not smooth. Right there, it starts to dip a little bit. It's kind of hard to see, and I can see like shadows. That's what kind of prompted me to get the readings there. Outside mirror good. Body lines look decent. Here we got a shot of the glass, and then the dash from this angle here. Okay, 3. Let's get the fender. Outside mirror good. 5, 4, 5, 5.5, 3.5. All right. And we got this already good. Pigtail on there. Nicely secured. And let's do the right wheel well. All right, and this one, this right front rim, it's got quite a bit of curb rash on it. Okay. And then let me feel a nice lip on there on the rotor. And here's a shot of the brake pad. Okay. All right, so moving on to give you one final pushback look. All right, I'm actually down the street from the dealership. It was so crowded there. I always like a lot of room when I inspect the cars because, if I'm limited as far as opening the doors or can't take the proper pictures, I don't feel that my work is, I feel my work is suffering. So I don't mind walking a little bit. You can see I'm alongside a freeway right now. So, all right, hold on. Start up. I actually turned off the car. I had to leave it running when I first started the inspection because they had said that when they went out to start it, it was dead and they had to jump start it, and so I've been kind of nervous. So hopefully it'll restart because I still have to test the electronics and test drive it, of course. All right, so here we go. It's in neutral. Out mileage is 97,560. So here goes. Here we go. All the lights are illuminating, looks like, underneath. So all the fault lights are coming on, and they should turn off if there's no issues. After it's performed a self-diagnosis, engine oil level, checked it already manually, looks good. And here we go. Okay, so that starter is pretty sluggish, right? I wouldn't want to do it again or several times because it seems like it may have a problem restarting again. So, okay, so it's idling now. I'm going to stay quiet for a minute here, or a second or two. All right, so the idle is kind of jumping around from, I don't know, that's 5, 6, maybe 650, 700, 800, somewhere around there. The idle is fluctuating a little bit, and I do feel some roughness to the at idle here. Yeah, let me rev it up, and I'll let you know when it smoothens out. Okay. Let's see, we try that again. Rough. Okay, about 1100 to 1200 RPMs is when it smoothens out. Before that, there's a little bit of a roughness to it. Let's see, battery's probably about 13 volts or so, somewhere around there, and fuel gauge is just about a quarter. And I've actually had it idling for about 20 minutes. 180s on the temperature, and then the bar is at 2, rising at 3 as the RPMs go up. So that looks good here. Let's see, parking light is on. Turns off when I released it. The hood, I have to make sure that that's properly secured, but the airbag light's on. So I'll be running the diagnostic anyways, and we'll see if any faults come up. So now we're going to walk towards the rear of the vehicle, and first thing we're going to be looking at is if there's any signs of smoke coming out of the tailpipe, because if we see black, blue, gray, or white, that all means something. So that looks pretty good. Not seeing any issues there. The car's not leaking. I mean, it is, but the wetness you see down there, it's because I was checking the fluids in the engine bay earlier as I was taking photos. It's too hot, too much pressure. I tried to let it bleed out a little bit, but I don't want it to lose all its coolant as well. So the coolant that I saw coming out, it looked pretty clean. I didn't see any obvious signs of cross-contamination. So I had to close it again. Engine oil looked pretty good. I got a nice shot of the engine belt there. I didn't see any obvious cracks. Really, I shouldn't open that, but let me just open it real quick here. Okay, no issues there. What else? I also look in the engine bay here for any obvious signs of damage, oil leaks, broken components. But also what I'm looking for is make sure there's no rodent nesting, because they'll get in there, they'll chew at the wires and the hoses and really create a lot of damage. But I wasn't seeing that. But then again, my view is pretty limited. But I got in there as best as I can with a light and checked all the little crevices as best as I could. No obvious engine noises. Right now the fan is working, so that's good. We were able to verify that. But no hard metallic noises coming from the engine itself, so it sounds pretty quiet. And I'm moving back here. All right, so I just put my hand on the car to see if I can feel the roughness as well. Let's see here. All right. Let me see if I can do a better job of closing the hood. So I know I had to slam it a little bit. I'll just give you a quick shot now that we're here. I've already taken out everything, did the still photos, got you pictures of the decals, of the hardware, see if there's been wrenched on. Battery I can't test because it's, it needs to get charged. So it'll fail anyways, and it won't let me check everything else. Spare tire is good, intact. There is air in there. I've already opened up the tool kit so you can see that, and I removed all the carpeting as well so you can look at that, and plenty of oil there. But here we go. Let's close it again. All right, it's there. All right, so the light is remaining on. Okay, so we got that issue there. But we know electronically that works. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the diagnostic process, but I'm going to turn off the video here because that actually takes a while. While I'm doing that, I'm going to start taking photos of the interior. And typically I don't do a video here unless it's pertinent or I see a lot of issues. But here, this is a good one right here. You can see where the seat is just worn there on the outer bolster area. Looks pretty clean here. All right, and I'll just do it right now. Okay. And I still have to check all the electronics. See how the back looks. All right. So I'll just go through the checklist here. As far as going through first, second, it gauges nicely. Third, doing about 50 miles an hour, 3,000 RPM. Let's see if I can fall back a little bit so that way I can get some clearance and then I can maybe go through the gears a little bit aggressively while I have it on video. So here we go. Here's second. Third. So I'm gonna have to slow down because, but I quickly got up to, I think, 60 miles an hour. It definitely scoots. Clutch engagement is nice. It's firm, just about right. Braking is good. Right now, I'll step on the brakes. It doesn't pull to the left or to the right, and I think at those higher speeds, even though there's so much going on, I don't remember feeling a shimmy. I was able to check the cruise control. That works. The airbag failure light is on, but the light for the front storage compartment, that did go away. Radio works as well. I did check all the lights. They all work with the exception of the right side. The right headlamp is completely out. The low beam, high beam, no, not even any turn signals, but all the other lights had worked. What else? Yep, my shifting is good. I don't feel excessive play there. All the windows have worked. AC, it blows cold, but it doesn't have that bite. I had that on earlier, and then I checked the heated seats. Those horn works, and then the wipers, they work, and just a little streaky. I mean, still works, but I would definitely replace those. Just that way they just work the way they should. Might have a little break here as far as goosing it a little bit, and hopefully that light turns green so there's not, you don't hear me talk too long. Here we go. All right, so here we go. Looks like we're gonna race the Chevy. Okay, here we go. First, second. Okay, yeah, performs very well. I won't do that again. But yeah, that definitely performed very well. I like to push it that way. When I do that, sometimes I'll hear engine noises or suspension noises or what have you, and I wasn't hearing that. I'm gonna go through the light here, and I'm gonna go ahead and just shut off and head back to the dealership and give them back their car.